mean you think you're so much better than everybody else just because you got a couple of A's on your little report card?
See your rekindled relationship with Brandy, since we're going to see Ray J. Will we see?
Some of them related to Brandy, but more of them related to Countess.
You got a little box. You got a mug.
For years, fans believed the drama between Brandy and Countess Vaughn ended when the cameras stopped rolling on Moesha. But behind the smiles, reunion rumors, and public apologies, the tension never truly disappeared. And now, after decades of silence, old wounds are being reopened in a way no one expected. At a time when Brandy should be celebrating one of the biggest victories of her career, receiving her Hollywood Walk of Fame star and earning praise for her long-awaited memoir.
Because we have more of that hood essence in LA and all that.
I'm sick and tired of you.
A shadow from her past has returned. And that shadow has a name, Countess Vaughn. Back in the 1990s, Brandy was one of television's brightest young stars. She was everywhere. Hit records, major magazine covers, sold-out tours. And then came Moesha, the sitcom that made her the face of an entire generation. She was the polished lead, the star with the golden image, the young woman America watched grow up in real time. But while Brandy was the center of the show, Countess Vaughn quickly became its breakout surprise. As Kim Parker, Countess brought something different. She was loud, funny, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. Audiences loved her because she felt real. She wasn't perfect, and that made her relatable. While Moesha represented control and composure, Kim brought chaos and charm. Before long, fans began saying what no lead actress ever wants to hear. Countess was stealing the spotlight. And that's when everything changed. What viewers saw on screen as playful friendship may have reflected something much darker behind the scenes.
Drama, but no. Basically, Brandy and I, we are good friends. We're like sisters.
Being Robin to your Batman. When did we get on comic strip?
Your rekindled relationship with Brandy, since we're going to see Ray J. Will we see?
According to multiple reports over the years, tension between Brandy and Countess was building fast. Both were young stars. Both were ambitious. Both were fighting for space in a spotlight too small for two rising queens. Countess allegedly began hearing from people around her that she was the reason the show was thriving, that her character was carrying scenes, that audiences tuned in for Kim Parker as much as, if not more than, Moesha herself. And eventually, those whispers became confrontations. In one explosive interview that stunned fans at the time, Brandy publicly revealed that Countess once told her directly, in front of other people, that she was the real reason Moesha was successful. For Brandy, that moment clearly left a mark.
For the past 13 years, I've had to put up with your superior attitude. Well, I'm tired of...
And what happens is, in a family, people, get into arguments and then they get back together.
No.
And how happy are you for Ray J that he's getting married?
I didn't even know.
She described being shocked, hurt, and unwilling to respond publicly until years later. That revelation shattered the clean image fans had of their friendship. Suddenly, rumors of jealousy, rivalry, and backstage hostility began spreading everywhere. Countess, however, pushed back. She dismissed the reports by saying their relationship was like family. Sisters argue, sisters fight, sisters make up. To her, it was normal teenage conflict magnified by fame. But even if both tried to downplay it, the cracks were impossible to hide. Then came the turning point. Countess left Moesha and launched her own spin-off, The Parkers.
Little report card. A couple A's? Oh, I can't count either?
It's, that's the way it happens. I mean, it happens in families.
Yeah, my family.
And in a twist few expected, The Parkers became a major hit, sometimes outperforming Moesha in ratings. For some fans, it felt like Countess had proven her point. She didn't need to stand behind Brandy anymore. She could shine on her own. For years after that, the feud seemed buried, until social media brought it roaring back. In a surprising public post, Countess apologized to Brandy years later, admitting they had both gone through highs and lows. She acknowledged personal growth, admitted mistakes, and said she wanted the world to see she had changed. The apology caught fans off guard. And Brandy's response was even more shocking. Instead of reigniting the feud, Brandy responded with grace. She called Countess beautiful, thanked her for their journey together, and even admitted something many weren't expecting. Without Countess, Moesha may not have lasted as long as it did. For a moment, it looked like healing had finally happened. Fans thought the rivalry was over. They were wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mo. I haven't read any real literature.
Because not long after that emotional exchange, Countess sent a very different message. When asked in an interview whether fans would ever see a rekindled friendship between her and Brandy, Countess answered with one cold word. No. No hesitation. No warmth. No ambiguity. That single response reignited every rumor fans thought had died. Suddenly, the internet exploded again with accusations, speculation, and fresh debate over who was really telling the truth all these years. Some insiders claimed Countess still felt hurt because Brandy never reached out privately after the public apology. Others argued Brandy owed her nothing, that Countess made the apology publicly, and Brandy simply responded in the same space. And that's where the story becomes even more complicated. Because while Countess continued fueling old narratives about Brandy being difficult behind the scenes,
by the time I got to the set, they were hugging one another.
Excuse me? I mean, you think you're so much better than everybody else just because you got a couple of A's on your...
Brandy's reputation with other former cast members told a different story. More than 20 years later, many of Brandy's former co-stars still publicly support her. They celebrate her wins. They show up for her milestones. They praise her professionalism. That loyalty has caused many fans to question whether the mean girl image attached to Brandy was ever fair in the first place. Was Brandy unfairly painted as the villain? Or was Countess simply overshadowed and underestimated for too long? The truth may never fully come out. What makes this feud so fascinating is that it was never just about personal dislike. It was about fame, youth, pressure, ego, and two teenage stars growing up in one of Hollywood's most unforgiving environments. Brandy moved forward and built a legacy that includes music, television, film, and now industry recognition at the highest level. Countess carved out her own unforgettable place in sitcom history, becoming one of the most beloved comedic actresses of her era. Both women won in different ways, but even success doesn't erase pain. And now, with Brandy reclaiming her narrative and refusing to stay silent about those who wronged her, fans are seeing a new side of her, stronger, sharper, and no longer interested in protecting people who publicly attacked her. Maybe this feud was never really resolved. Maybe some scars never disappear. And maybe the biggest question isn't who was right. It's whether two icons who helped define an era will ever truly find peace with each other after all these years.